Marvel Studios has officially confirmed that yes, Avengers 5 will happen, except not soon, and they want to give it enough time, and also enough buildup. So this came from a recent interview with Collider, where Kevin Feige was just openly asked about what happens next with the Avengers brand. Now, quite obviously, everybody knows that Avengers 5 will happen, because the box office of the last 4 Avengers films dictates that it will happen. So if you look at the box office take, well, you know what they say.
The numbers don't lie!
Because billions of dollars. So here is what Kevin Feige said, and I quote, "I think we want there to be a reasonable amount of time from the end game to start a new saga, which is already underway and already started. And then you need time, as you did in Phase 1, to build up that saga before you start bringing everything together." End quote. So in case you missed what he said or are confused as to what he said, like the first Avengers, you have to have a reason, you have to establish these characters, you have to have each character have a built-in fan base and understanding of who they are and why they would come together and what the bigger threat is. And as he says, you know, it's already underway, it's already happening. Quite obviously Kang and multiple other smaller villains like Valentina with what she's doing. So now you have to balance out the characters that are going to meet one another and be in this type of film. And you have tons of new characters that are entering the MCU or getting the mantle passed down or returning in the case of Jane Foster. So you got to take your time, introduce audiences to the new characters, have them interact with the old ones, and then bring it all together for the big blow-off, which will, like he says, start a new saga, which the saga has got to be Kang wrecking the multiverse and eventually going from Kang to some sort of version of Secret Wars. But currently there's just tons of things happening that are in motion to introduce us to so many characters that at this point the Avengers 5 release date, as it's hinted there, is still some time away, because they need time. And if you look at the current slate and everything we have, it means that the next Avengers film is not in the next 3 years. So you're probably looking at 2024 to 2025 for it, which I think is enough time that's gone by for the Avengers brand to get into that nostalgia factor where you're like, man, I wish there was another big team up with all these Marvel heroes. And they're like, well, guess what? There is. Because we're back. That way, you are giving people time to start to miss you, and you're not overstaying your welcome. It just makes sense. And coincidentally enough, the leader of the Avengers, Captain America, is getting his next film. So, do the math and how that builds up, right?